being planned?
Toronto is sitting a bit, is hanging back a bit in terms of the rest of the world and how it can be more progressive or take more initiative in these areas of thinking. You know, of course, I'm very familiar with the Netherlands, and I know for many towns, say the size of, say, Guelph, for instance, in the Netherlands there would be close to 30 planners, but a town like Guelph in Ontario would, say, have 3. So obviously the amount of thinking that can occur with 30 folks sort of thinking about that can touch on more aspects of sustainability than the kind of in public investment we make in terms of sustainability, with in fact having only three planners on that file. Yeah, well, it's a long time ago that we did these off-the-grid houses in the city of Toronto. Actually, it was planned in 1990, and so that's 23 years later. And given that almost a quarter century has passed, I would say nothing has happened. You know, it's all very tentative and very timid in terms of what currently is being proposed. You know, one of the reasons that it hasn't taken off more is, of course, that a lot of us, city people, with the cost of real estate and the cost of mortgages and maintenance and this and that we have the feeling that we really can't afford to add that to the load that we have to carry, you know, the financial load. And so therefore, the problem is that it's too much associated with that it's expensive. And, you know, of course, when we read articles about it, it's always about solar electric panels, which, you know, are probably the most expensive with the least benefit, but it's held as being sort of exemplary of sustainability. But that's not where I think it is at. To me, sustainability is more about having more apartments in individual houses, having more families in streets and neighborhoods and such, and that the sustainability can be achieved on more, not so much actually technical innovation, but on social innovation and attitudes that we have about living in our houses, in our apartments. We can enable a lot more, and that's a type of thinking that I've developed in the last 20 years since I did these houses. I think we make great strides, and I touched on it a little earlier, if we can actually work and have a business at home, because more and more of us will be doing that. And therefore we will not be using the car as much. We take the bicycle, or we walk, and those will be greater things. Because if we continue to the way we live today, and we just do it with more, you know, energy miserly ways, you know, then I don't think it's going to be producing the changes that we need to do in order to make a big change. Let's say for the year 2050.